Good morning.
Good morning.
I'd like to begin with some brief background information. Could you tell us where you went to law school?
Yes, I attended Cleveland Marshall College of Law. I graduated in 1993. I attended evening classes in the evening, and after that I started practicing law.
And what do you do? What kind of law do you work in?
Currently I'm with the Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office. I'm an assistant prosecuting attorney there. I've been there 21 years. I work in the appeals unit, and I do a number of things there. I do a lot of legal research, a lot of brief writing. I also represent common pleas court judges when they are sued by extraordinary writs, so it's a great experience.
And how long have you been an attorney?
26 years.
And have you been a member of the Cleveland Law Library?
Well, I worked in the law library in 1997 to 1998 for 1 year. It was a great experience. And since then I have been a statutory member because I work at the Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office. We're statutory members. So I have been a statutory member for 21 years.
And how did you first find out about the Cleveland Law Library?
Well, I practiced civil litigation for 4 years and didn't like it very well. So I always loved research. So I researched what law library opportunities there were in Cleveland, and I attended some meetings of ORAL, the Ohio Regional Association of Law Libraries, and attended some meetings, and I really liked the people I met and who loved their work. So I applied at the library here, and fortunately for me, got hired. And it was a fantastic experience. I'm a much better legal researcher for having worked here, and it was a great experience.
Have you spent a lot of time here over the years?
I don't spend that much time now that I've been working at the prosecutor's office, but I do contact the law library fairly frequently for help, normally by email, sometimes by telephone. There are just situations in which we don't have some primary source material or even some secondary source material that's really important in our cases, and I can always rely upon the law library to get that for us.
Would you say a lot has changed at the Cleveland Law Library over the years?
I would say that what I've noticed most of changes in the law library is how much is available online now. I think for me personally, I really appreciate having all the municipal code ordinances available to me because part of my job, I need to review Cleveland ordinances fairly frequently, and so having them all available on the Cleveland Law Library website has really helped me a lot. It makes my job a lot easier.
And has the Cleveland Law Library helped you work on any landmark cases in the course of your career?
The law library helps me on many of the cases that I work on. Some cases are F5, felony 5 drug possession cases, and then I also help with mag murder and rape cases. So the law library is always available to me, and it's been a great help. Practicing law, it's so important for you to have the right information, either primary or secondary source material, and I can always rely upon the law library to get information we don't have in our office, and sometimes even if the law library doesn't have it, they can do interlibrary loans and get it elsewhere. So it's an invaluable resource, and I don't know how to do without the law library.
What do you remember about our staff, either past or present?
Well, it's funny. By the time I was hired at the law library, I had been practicing civil litigation for 4 years. So my first week, I thought, well, I'm prepared for this. I've been practicing for 4 years, and I'll do okay. And it was so enlightening to me how much I didn't know until I started working here. There was so much information here, both current and archival, and there's no way you could know where all the information is, and also to find it quickly until you start educating yourself and working here. And it's a great experience here. It was a great experience here for me to obtain information for patrons and give it to them, and it made me feel really good, and I really acquired a great skill working here. And I'd have to say the most important thing I think I learned working in the law library was how you should always assume the answer's there and never quit and keep looking. And it's really served me well in what I do in the prosecutor's office. If you dig hard enough, maybe not every single time, but almost every time, the information's out there. And it was really a great lesson I learned from working here as a law librarian, as a reference librarian. don't give up, and really try to achieve excellence. And that's something else I learned working here with the staff. Jen Novak at the time was the director here, and she required a lot. She was very demanding, and I really learned a lot from it. I really tried to do my best when I was at the law library, as well as where I am now, to really provide people with relevant, comprehensive information that I think is really important.
Do you have any special memories of your time here?
My special memories here are the staff that I worked with. They were fantastic. I was blown away when I first started working here how dedicated and hardworking and skilled they were. I'll be honest, my first 2 weeks I had no idea what I was doing, and they helped me and they showed me where things were, and were very patient with me, and then allowed me to learn, and I hope do a good job here while I was here. And also, by the way, I miss the law library itself. It's a fantastic library. It's a very special place. My favorite part of the library here is the archival information, which I love just walking through the stacks. When I was working here, I really loved looking through the Ohio statutory material, especially because I could look up Ohio law, criminal law, or civil law, and then 150 years ago. And it's for a geek like me, it was a lot of fun.
Would you say a lot has changed in the legal practice since you started your career?
I think the thing that's changed the most in the legal practice is the speed at which attorneys want something, or anyone in the legal profession wants something. When I started in the prosecutor's office 21 years ago, there was one online Lexis research computer at my desk for about 150 prosecutors. So today everybody has desktop, everybody has access to online legal research and some print material in our office. And the speed at which information is conveyed and what people expect it to be conveyed is much quicker than it used to be. I'd say that's the biggest change.
So what do you miss most about the way it used to be?
I miss the people and the building most, the way it used to be. It was a very special time for me. I learned a lot, and I really loved working here. It was a special year for me, and I can tell you it made me a much better legal researcher in my current job.
And other than the lessons you got while you were here, what lessons have you learned in the course of your career that you'd like to share?
I think the biggest lesson that I've learned is to strive for excellence, no matter what you do, whether it's a simple memo or a complicated brief to an appellate court. It's really important that you strive to put forth a superior product for your client, or in our case, the state of Ohio. Your reputation is everything as a lawyer, and so I strive for my reputation to be one where people say, well, he's a good lawyer, and he's honest, and he's straightforward. And I think it's really important, no matter what area of practice you're in, that you really strive to put forth a very good work product for your client, but also have the respect of your peers.
And in working on your projects, how do you conduct legal research, and what tools do you use? Most
of the time, I start off my legal research with online legal research. In our office, we have Lexis, but as you know more than anyone, Kathy, everything isn't available necessarily on Lexis. And the way I think of research is it's like a spider web, and there's many ways to get there. And sometimes you have to go look in the books for staff attorney notes or whatever it is. Sometimes legal research is easy, and sometimes it's more complicated. So you have to look at research broadly and use many resources sometimes. And usually if you keep looking, even if it's a large number of references, then you'll usually find what you want.
And what is your favorite service that the Cleveland Law Library offers?
I have to admit, the service that I like the most is that in my situation, sometimes I have to give a quick answer, maybe 10 or 15 minutes for somebody in trial, and I'll have a very short period of time, and if I don't have the material at my disposal, I can send an email to the law library, and if I ask that they put a rush on, I usually get it within 10 minutes, and it's so great to be able to rely upon the library staff to provide me with what I need, especially in the situations where I've got a prosecutor in trial, and they've only got about 10 to 15 minutes to get the information, so I can always rely upon the law library. It's as great as an organization, that maybe even better than it was when I worked here.
Is there anything else you'd like to add today?
I just want to say how much I appreciate the law library and the staff here. You know, if this law library was not here, we would not be able to obtain certain information that you need to practice here. Contrary to what some people might think, not everything is available online, and especially for archival material. So to have a broad amount of information with a talented staff who can really provide you with the information you need is invaluable, and I certainly hope that this library continues for another 150 years. It's a great institution with great people.
Thank you.